Hey, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Madi.
And I'm Laure.
And today we are going Beyond the Barricade with Alex and Gabe of Young Culture.
Yeah. Little bonus episode, I feel like.
Yeah. This is our last interview episode of the year.
Yeah, of 2024.
It's crazy.
Wow, we did it.
So insane. We did. We were talking too that this is kind of a full circle interview because the very first interview we ever recorded for Beyond the Barricade was with Gail when she was touring with Between You and Me, and Young Culture was actually one of the openers for that tour. So they were there.
Our first episode we released was with Gail, and then the last episode that we are releasing with a band will be with the band that toured with her, that same tour. And it's a full circle moment for us.
It feels very good to end the year on this this interview.
Yeah, it really does. This is a fun one. Again, it's a little chaotic. I highly recommend watching. There's a lot of fun things that happen.
Yeah.
A lot of
there are some glasses that are
come on and off
and stay on probably too long, but
maps are shown, phones are talked about. It's a really funny one.
We got interrupted by a fridge turning on.
Yeah, there's a nice hot cut in there for us.
There's a lot of chaos, but
it's a good one.
It's a really fun episode. It was really, really fun.
I know we mentioned this in a couple of episodes past or whenever it was, but we're like, we love talking to our friends. And I feel like that's kind of what this episode was as well. It was a lot of just yapping.
Oh, yeah.
We love to do that.
We're big yappers.
Big yappers. But it was all in good company. And it was with such a fun band because we mentioned it a little bit in the episode. They're on the rise. They're kind of like in like this really sweet spot where it's really exciting to follow along with them.
Yes.
We talk a lot in this episode, I feel like, about their upbringing too.
Which we were talking before we started recording too. It's so wild because I feel like they're kind of like reaching that stage where they've been around. They've been a band for years now. Are starting to have an established fan base, and they are still so young because they started when they were so young,
like 13 or 14, I think they said, or like
I want to say 14 was what they mentioned.
They started when they were infants, when they were on solids for the first time.
So they could be a band for 10 years and still only be 24.
We don't have to say that out loud.
Which is,
I think they're older.
Probably. Okay.
I think they're like 26.
This makes me really sad because, they've been a band for a minute then.
Yeah, they have been. And their fan base is one of those like of commitment. We talk a little bit about it down in the episode. Like fans keep coming back to different shows, like multiple dates of the same tour, and they were like, what do we do?
Yeah.
But they're figuring it out.
It's that first little like taste of having a fan base, I feel like, is the spot that they're in right now, which is really cool.
It. Their fans are fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
The fan art's great. I think you asked me a little bit earlier before we started recording. You were like, how did we meet them?
Yes.
And that was one of like the funny things that like you kind of don't remember how you exactly meet somebody. And I was like, they were just kind of always around.
Kind of in the same circles.
Yeah.
Like obviously they were there with Gail because I knew that. I knew that they were at that show that we had interviewed Gail at.
Sons of Herman Hall.
But you kind of became friends with Alex.
Yeah. I mean, again, it was just like the same kind of circle. We talk a little bit about the bands that they're influenced by and who kind of like they look up to a lot. I was at Chicago like for Riot Fest and they were just like in the room with us. And I was like, wait, like we know each other. Yeah. I know you, you know me. We are friends. Yep. And fun fact, I don't even think we say this in the episode, but I took pictures during Champs's like sideshow during Riot Fest.
Yeah.
Alex was wearing the exact same outfit.
Oh, we did talk about that like
after.
Post interview.
And Alex wore the same exact outfit in the interview that he was wearing for that show.
So the cover photo for this episode will be Alex in the infamous outfit.
I mentioned to him, I'm like, you're a cartoon character because his outfit didn't change.
It doesn't. Yep.
So that is the thing of, I guess, how we know them.
Yeah. It's a small world within the music community, I feel like.
It is. And we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are such great guys. This was also, I was like, they were also so great because they were very flexible with their time, thankfully.
Oh my God. The day just all came back to my mind of how crazy this day was.
Yeah. So Madison messed up really bad and didn't realize. So I got to L'Oreal's apartment because she's in Dallas. So we met here before we were going to go to the show. We were going to meet at the venue before doors opened to obviously do the interview. And we go. So I have like a Pelican case that I keep all of our podcast equipment in. And I didn't bring it up to L'Oreal's apartment, obviously. We get to my car. I open the trunk. She's like, where's your podcast equipment?
No, it was right. Yeah, it was right when we were about to leave. And I kind of was like joking because I was putting in my gear. And I was like, hey, like, where's your case? Thinking maybe you put it in like your back seat for once.
Nope, did not.
And you just looked at me and you were like, where is my case?
So we had to drive all the way back to my house, which is like 30 minutes north of Dallas-ish.
It was...
And then back. That added like an hour to an hour and a half to our day.
Because it was like a Friday or Saturday.
Oh, yeah. It was like rush hour too.
Mind you, this is also Casey Musgrave's night 2.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot happening this day.
Happening.
There was like 7 shows. Girl in Red was playing next door.
Yes.
So to get in and out of downtown Dallas in itself, rush hour traffic
was a nightmare.
And I remember there was a part of the drive you're white knuckling the fucking steering wheel. We weren't talking. I was just like, you need this time. I had a migraine a little bit.
It was not a good time.
I didn't eat. And so I was like, I'm going to close my eyes.
L'Oreal wasn't feeling good. I was so mad at myself because it was just purely my fault.
The night before, you had also forgot something.
So the night that we interviewed,
I'm not calling you out.
No, it was a weekend, and when I tell you, I never do this. I have been a full-time photographer for 3 years. I can count on one hand how many times I have forgotten a like vital piece of equipment.
2 of these are
Two of those times happened this weekend. Because the night before this happened, I was photographing Casey Musgraves, her night 1 show in Dallas, and I got all the way to the venue and realized I did not have my like big zoom lens. Yeah, because we were shooting from soundboard. I was like, I don't have the right lens. I grabbed the wrong. I took the one out, but I didn't put the other one that I was meant to grab off my shelf and put back in. I didn't replace it with the one that I was supposed to.
So we had to call her husband.
I called my husband.
I got dinner with him. Maddie was at the show. It was great. I had a great night that night.
My angel of a husband who drove into Dallas.
Tom is such a sweet boy.
Brought me my lens. They had a time. So this was also, So
that was the night we went to the JFK Memorial. It was the night that Kennedy got shot. So Tom and I truly had another bonding moment.
You did.
We got dinner. It was so great.
It was good.
While you had a crisis averted.
I was just a ball of stress.
Maddie is so responsible to where 2 mess ups in one weekend were strictly out of character. We don't hold it against her.
I don't know what was happening that weekend, but it also just made it also just made forgetting the podcast equipment that much worse because I was like, I cannot believe I did this again. And I was like, he would do it if I asked, but I cannot call Tom to drive back into Dallas again.
I feel like it was also more of a pride thing for you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to let him do this.
If we absolutely had to if we were like on a very bad time crunch, he would have and I would have. But
mind you, it all worked out at the end.
It was fine.
They were like mid sound check. So even if we had all the gear, we would have been waiting.
Yeah.
So it sucked,
fine.
But it was fine.
Yeah.
And so we do kind of mention in the episode, we're like, thanks for your flexibility for the text of like, hey, we're done. We're good to go. Because that's kind of like how it was. And as, we always mention like, these episodes, we kind of have to roll with the punches of the day. Could possibly happen. Things happen.
Yep.
Rain comes up. Shows get canceled.
Yep.
And we are just here.
We've had it all. So
we really have. What a year.
Yeah. We figure it out.
We do.
But now that we've yapped for this little intro and told you the whole backstory of this day.
It was a long day. We so appreciate the boys.
Yeah.
And it's a really fucking funny conversation.
It is. And as soon as we got to the venue and got to see them and started setting up, our spirits were lifted instantly. They're such great guys to be around and made for a really, really fun episode.
It really did, yeah. So we're very excited for this one. We're excited for you guys to listen and to just dive into a little bit of, our conversation with Young Culture.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Barricade. I'm Lore.
I'm Madi.
And today we are sitting with the boys of
Young Culture.
Hi, guys.
Hey, dude.
Hey.
Introduce yourselves. Yeah, what are your names?
I'm Gabe,
My name's Alex.
and we play in Young Culture.
Young Culture.
Yeah.
I'd like to say we're the CEOs, co-founders.
I'm the assistant to the regional manager.
You're actually just the merch guy.
Yeah, they just put me in.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me do this, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. You
that
should
so
have
much.
some merch guys on here. Merch girls, guys, whatever. They'd probably have a lot of stories.
They
Sure they
probably
do.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate your availability /
Flexibility?
/ just text us whenever you're done sound checking and we'll be around.
No, this was cool. Yeah, Alex told me today we were doing it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe yesterday.
Alex
maybe
and I have been
yesterday.
talking about this for the longest of minutes too.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Makes sense. But I mean, all we have is time.
I feel like Gabe, you're very much you can tell me as early as you want, but remind me day of.
Yes,
Okay.
100%. When people hit us up for guest list or something, I'll just be like, dude, just text me the day.
Tell me
the day.
We'll talk about it. the day
Exactly.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Even
that.
making plans.
Oh yeah.
That don't have to do with music or anything. It's
don't-
that week we'll talk
Yes,
about it.
I can't be bothered with what are you doing next Thursday.
I don't
have
know what
no
I'm
idea.
doing tomorrow.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to be around.
Yeah,
dude.
literally. I don't know where I'm at. Big problem. Yeah.
Very big.
Yeah. A little bit about our podcast. We were just talking kind of earlier about some interviews we have coming out. We, backing Barricade as a whole, we talk to fans before shows about their relationship to the artist, why they're fans and everything like that. So a podcast premise, what we do is we talk to the artists, people on crew, people behind the scenes about them when they were fans and how that translates into what they're doing now.
That's really cool.
yeah.
Behind the barricade.
Behind the Barricade.
Yeah. Beyond.
Beyond. I'm so sorry. Edit
It's
that
okay.
one out.
We say it wrong all the time. Or we'll
Strike
call
one.
it.
Beyond the
No, that's
barricade.
strike two. The
That's
first
the
is the phone.
episode.
Yeah, dude, I'm a terrible guest.
All right, we just want the merch guy now.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't blame
so
you.
Alex,
Luke in
the
here.
rest of
Yeah,
it.
you can direct all your questions to Alex.
So, but it's just the little setup to this interview.
Yeah.
So we joked about you guys being the CEOs, co-founders of of the band. Go tell us the formation. Tell us the founding stories.
Yeah. So, Gabe and I think we became best friends in 6th grade
Yeah.
and attached by the hip since then. Would you say so?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I need everybody not watching to watch this. The way you're looking at him is so loving.
Yeah,
And Gabe's
dude.
just not looking at you. He's just staring straight ahead. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So essentially we started playing music together, and then Young Culture kind of started in high school, right?
Yeah. I mean, Alex was into music because his whole family was always into music. He had older brothers that were into the scene and stuff. And I had nothing to do with, I don't think I even had a favorite band until I met Alex. And I'd hang out with him because he was the only one in school that would have he wore skinny jeans, and I wore skinny jeans because I was a skater and
Not anymore though.
Yeah.
Check these
Yeah.
out.
Back
This
is
is
the
so
tape.
awkward. Well, you are tall.
It's fine.
So when we started hanging out, he then would show me bands, and I remember one day we were watching YouTube videos, music videos, and I pulled up Never Shout Never because I saw it on MTV.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And I was like, this reminds me of something that he would like. And then
I'm aware.
he was like, oh, fuck yeah, I love this shit. And ever since then, dude, I joined his band that he already had in middle school. He taught me how to play guitar. And then we started playing shows in middle school and in high school. And that band formed into Young Culture. Yeah.
So we've been doing it for a long time, and it's kind of hard to say. I think Young Culture really did start in 2016, but we had been doing it together, everything together quite
I love
literally,
that.
like
That's so
since
cool.
we were like 11. So
Yeah.
So, okay, you mentioned that you weren't really like into music before.
No way.
But your brothers got you into it.
Yeah, like I
Okay.
mean, my oldest brothers. I mean, like first like album I bought was like From Under the Cork Tree. Still like one of like my favorites, and like
Classic.
yeah, and I just remember like having my brothers like albums like Ting Back Sunday and Dashboard Confessional and shit like that. So yeah.
So was it really like the early like pop punk was like all you listened to? That was early days of like becoming a music fan?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny how it kind of like all still carried over.
I was about to say, was that the sound you guys were trying to like go after like in the early years?
I'd say so. Like I guess like when I started listening to it, because like when you were, it was all the Drive-Thru Records band, and then I feel like when I became your friend and you started showing me records, it was like all the Fueled by Ramen bands, like Paramore, Panic, Fall Out Boy, that whole kind of scene, and then obviously like Mayday Parade, Forever the Sickest Kids, the whole like Warped Tour side of things, and I remember watching YouTube videos of I was so detached from music. I didn't know what live performances were. And so like he played me like he had like all these live DVDs like Boys Like Girls, the format. And so when I saw what happens at a rock show, like I remember watching, there's this band from New York called Pentimento, and they had a live performance. It's just a video of them on YouTube at this small ass venue called Mohawk's Place, and it's like the most pop punk video I think I've ever seen. Just finger pointing, crowd surfing, stage dives, and I was like, dude, I want to do that.
He showed you a whole new world.
Oh yeah. So then I like started reaching out to venues when we were like 14 to like book shows, and we had to have our parents come, and like people like we would get on these shows and go, and we'd have to sell tickets to them, and like the promoters would be like, we'd only talk via email, and then we'd show up and they'd be like, you're 14,
a child.
You're like 13, you can't even play.
You were like reverse catfishing them.
You're not allowed in
yeah I was. They're like, whoa
Wait a second.
Bamboozled.
So I mean, it was quick, like. And then obviously like from then got you. You're at your best.
We have a list of things that I could get canceled for, and I think that just made
that
on
goes on there.
From then on, it was like, damn, I want to be in a van. I want to go on tour.
You want to do the grungy shit.
Yeah, and it happened quick. Like quick after high school, we just started touring right after high school.
I was gonna say, what was your first kind of like on the road experience together?
First on the road, like what did we do? We started out just doing like kind of like local, like Northeastern stuff.
Weekender stuff. I think the first show we played out of New York was Connecticut. Honestly, funny enough, the first time we went on like a tour outside of the East Coast, we started in Dallas.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
So I guess like the first kind of like thing that we did, was we came down here and then we made our way back up to Albany, New York, where we're from.
Yeah, and it was like a week and a half, and dude, it was a blast. I mean, nobody came to the shows, but but
we
had so much fun, dude.
That's so fun.
We really stuck in the DIY thing for I'd say not the majority of our life as a band. It was like house shows, VFW halls, like all that shit, sleeping at people's houses, sleeping in the van.
It is funny when like people like ask us for advice. They're like, oh, how'd you guys do? And it's like, dude, like I feel like we're still doing it, you know? Like it's like, super from the ground up, and then to be playing like a venue like this, the factory, studio at the factory. Fucking awesome.
It's massive, dude. We walked in, I was like, they told us we were playing the small room. I was like, this is the fucking small room?
Yeah, it's insane.
Jesus Christ.
The devil, no, who was it? For Your Strong was just here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they did that
This was here.
Oh,
That's
cool.
the new,
This side.
It's a good package.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a cool tour.
Love it.
Yeah, dude. So
yeah, that's about it. I mean, like genuinely, like when people ask about how we started this, it's like, I just tell them like we've been doing it. Like you and I have been doing it like for forever. And like, it's just always been like a natural progression, like the most organic thing ever. Yeah, for real.
So especially you, I feel like you kind of had a lot of homework-ish. I feel like you watched a lot of videos
for sure,
on YouTube, things like that. Is there any sort of like artist or performer that you guys like looked up to as far as like going out on stage and like wanting to not like be like them, but you kind of take like their stage presence? Like,
I think like Pete Wentz was like always like his like spins, and honestly all like the early Fall Out Boy stage presence, like they all fucking just went batshit crazy on stage.
I'm so mad. During when we were young, nobody knew like the Pete Wentz like.
Oh really?
So I was the only one doing it. Nobody knew. I was like, okay, never mind.
Right.
Don't mind everyone.
Yeah. I think as far as that, like.
You don't have a whole routine down.
No, I think I do some stuff every night, but who knows?
Do the spins, man. And
do the spins.
Awesome. That's so cool.
I think when we were trying to emulate other bands, I think for a while when we were younger, we were like looking up to State Champs because they were like, in our.
I was gonna talk about that because it's like, you know, like where him and I are from, like in Albany, New York. Like, I mean, because, you know, we obviously went to like middle school and high school together, and we were the only like kids that were like into, I guess you could call it like alternative stuff. Like,
really, it's crazy.
Like genuinely, and like there were like not really any other bands, maybe like one or two other bands. And one of the first shows that we played with our old band before Young Culture was the Finer Things release show. So like right from then, like those guys have just like really like put us under their wing and have been so good to us. And so I think from early on, that would be like an answer for me is like, we were like, that's what we want to do. We want to be like that. And like, obviously Derek's been like really good. Kind of mentor to us. So.
And it was cool, like seeing a band like that come from a place where we live. It's like, you could totally do it, you know?
Yeah.
And like seeing a guy like Derek stay and live in upstate New York for like, he just moved like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, dude, I'm like, that dude has the life. And I was in fucking 12th grade.
Like, I want to be like him when I grow up.
It's so fun doing this and getting to talk to bands that are like kind of all at different stages, because we got to interview Mayday Parade, and they talked about going like following Warped Tour and just selling CDs to like people in line, like not even going into the festival, but just like just from the ground up building it. And I feel like, and then following up to see State Champs like where they are now with just celebrating 10 years of an iconic album that they put out and putting out a self-titled album. It's cool
going to Warped Tour,
have those bands to look up to and be like, okay, we're like on the right path doing it.
Especially just because I feel like in our age bracket, like it was like a weird time where like kind of that stuff was not super cool. You know what I mean? Like and Warped Tour was, you know, not a thing by the time that we were in high school, I think, or like.
It was dying out. And that was a big one that I'm like, fuck, dude, I imagine Young Culture would have had the chance to do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Considering like the team we were able to
assemble.
Our Avengers, if you will. Like, we got an agent, manager, and a label, and I'm like, damn, next step would have been, because a tour like Warped Tour like really broke a lot of bands. Put them on, because it's such, I think about it like so many bands and you buy one ticket and it's like, I wasn't gonna go see that band on my own,
but I'm here
and I'll have time to kill, so I'm gonna go watch them. And now you're like, oh, they rock, and I'm gonna go see them. So I feel like that is something we missed out on, which I
absolutely,
but even just like a bucket list would love to cross that off. But we got to experience, like we did Riot Fest, and I feel like that was our first glimpse of like, oh, I was never going to go see Young Culture, but like I'm here to see all these other bands. Let's check them out. It's early, and that was cool. That was a cool experience for sure. But other than that, we just fucking hit the ground running. And I think we did a lot of unnecessary tours.
Oh my God.
Wasted a lot of money and like a lot of...
Yeah, no, like I'd say like, I'll go ahead and say like, like I think that we've been like, one of the harder working bands where we just have taken so many tours and done everything. Like, but a lot of it's like, we didn't need to do that.
I think we said yes to everything, and like something Alex and I share is we just like hated being home.
Yeah.
Because if it felt like we weren't, we both dropped out of college and it's hard for us. I think both of us are better in motion when we're doing something. And like, I think for me too, there's a lot of instant gratification with touring.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the studio, you have to wait for mixes. When you make a music video, you have to wait to get the music video back, and then you have to wait to put it out, and then you wait to see the reaction. Touring is like, you're there, you see the fans, you say hello, you see them stoked and happy, like you see them singing. So we would just say yes to literally everything and played in the craziest places. Like we went to like, definitely one of the biggest ones was we played northeastern Canada, like a whole tour up in Canada. into a place called like
geography
PEI.
freaks
Like,
out there.
you look on the map and you're like, who would ever go there?
Why?
We did a whole tour out there.
Yeah. You guys, yeah.
But it was fun, dude. It was a lot of fun.
And I'm a big advocate for like, even if you don't think that it was like that effective, like you never know what'll come out of or who's in the audience or who just stumbles into the show. Like you never know.
Totally.
And especially in the beginning, I feel like you just say yes to everything and try whatever you can.
I think now, like since 2016 is the first time where we even sat down. We're like, maybe we'll like be a little more selective.
Strategic with this.
Yeah, we just love it so much. It's like, why not?
Awesome.
But we don't want to like run ourselves into the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially so early on. I feel like you guys are just at that, like you guys are about to like kind of like catapult out there.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny that you say that too, because it's like, I think that we feel like we're like kind of at the beginning, but then we think about it. And like I said, it's like, dude, I mean, genuinely like been kind of doing this since like we were like 12,
like middle school.
Like, you know, in a way. And especially young culture. It's like, I mean, it's funny that it's called young culture because I feel like we were such babies for so long. We acted like children for so long. Like we
were definitely acting like kids.
So much fun for so long. And it's like, now we're like, okay, let's be a real band, you know?
All right, listen, I was nervous going into this because there is also a band called Youth Culture.
Is it really?
Yes.
Really?
And I was like, I'm going to say the wrong name. And I had that in my head.
A lot of venues early on called us Youth Culture.
There is a band called Youth Culture.
And I was like, all right, one of them is going to have to grow up and mature out of the young youth. Like,
but you know, people like always make the joke. They're like, what about when you get older? You're going to call it culture? I'm like, fuck no, man. Does young thug call himself just old thug?
Adult culture is another community you don't want to be in.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
Same effect.
Not at all. No.
So now that y'all are like kind of transitioning into this, maybe being a little more strategic, and like you said, you've kind of been doing it a minute now. Have you? I'm always curious about fan interactions, and have you seen like a fan base start to develop for you guys, and have you had any cool like fan experiences with people coming out to shows?
Yeah, big time.
Can you tell us some of your favorite fan interactions? Or
well, like even like last night, just like something like a bunch of people like made like a flag. You know, people say like YC Fox, and it's like, you know, they throw it up, and like we have a song called Whiskey, and they're like taking shots during it. And it's just stuff like that where like it's hard for me to notice like when we're playing. Yeah. But I'm like, that is so special, you know, and just like little gifts and stuff.
Art projects.
Somebody made us these sunglasses today. Look at these, like things like this. Like, you know, they asked us like our favorite song and like this, like so they put it on the sunglasses. And,
wait, let me see.
Yeah, you guys can rock them.
Oh,
yeah, please. Throw them on.
Yeah, all that stuff is so cool.
You know, also like about us, I feel like we don't have a huge...
Nice, looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a huge fan base yet, but what we do have is very loyal and just like dedicated people that come to like multiple shows, and it's like, you know, that's the heavy lifting right there. That's the hard stuff, and I'm so grateful for that, you know?
I thought about it for the first time on this tour. It's like, we haven't really headlined yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, all these people come out and pay money to see us play for 30 minutes.
Isn't that insane?
And it's like the same songs because we have to play the same songs because we only get 30 minutes and like we can't really play like deeper cuts or anything. And without fail, they come to multiple shows and stay for the, you know, it's like some of them don't know the headliner and they stay and they really enjoy the process of going to a show. And it makes me feel almost bad because I'm like, I want to give you guys
something different. Yeah.
So that is something that we're totally working towards.
So we need a headlining tour is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully 2025.
It's going to happen. I know it will. And like we're working on a new record and stuff. And I think that's the record where it even makes the most sense to headline on something like what we're about to do.
The record's called The Headlining Tour.
That's kind of bad.
We're going to trademark that. No one's stealing it.
The headline tour. That's fucking cool.
You're welcome. Consult us. So
give credit to Back in the Barricade when you do that.
We actually saw you guys at Sons of Herman Hall last time you were out here in Dallas.
Yeah.
And so I know just kind of from like the experience into being from Jersey, I know the like whole like basement show culture, playing to like the Basement Cat to the other band who's like playing with you guys essentially. Going from that then Sons of Herman Hall is such a tight, random haunted venue.
Yeah.
Feeling.
It's just a room.
It's just
in a
room.
house.
Yeah, in a house.
It is haunted.
Yeah,
cursed for
haunted.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then coming to like a venue like this, like you're like organically seeing it firsthand, like your fan base kind of grow and follow you. And so that's like wild and like congrats, because that's like really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it is cool. It's hard
and
to
like Riot Fest too. Like there's fucking people going crazy.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I think the most like surreal thing was when we left the country this year for the first time and seeing like fans out there, like someone saying, "I've been waiting 6 years for you to come."
Yeah,
oh my
God.
What like even just like we played like Perth in Australia, for which if you don't know, it's like the only like
your
real
commitment to geography is so good.
I know.
I appreciate the visualizations we're getting.
It's like the only like city like on like the west coast of
it's
Australia.
like the California of Australia.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's like, dude, like, you know, even like 1 or 2 people like said what you just said, and it's like, it's like that makes me like, that's like, I could like stop now and that would like carry me like for the rest of my life, you know? It's stuff like that. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to build
Surreal.
and build. I feel like now that you have kind of like your base of just that little dedicated group of fans, it only grows from there.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's like when the time does come where it's like just a lot of people, I'm like, I don't know how to handle that, because we go out there and we talk to everybody and like people know us, like, and we know other people on a first name basis, so it's like, you know, kind of right, like
I think that just like it shows like the way we were playing shows in the beginning. It's like there were no green rooms and there were no fucking places to like you just watch the other bands with everyone there because we're at a party. Like,
exactly.
It was a party every night. And then so when we started going out, like I think our first couple support tours were like with Grayscale, you know, and it was our first taste of like.
Yeah.
We've also interviewed Grayscale.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It was our first taste of like playing rooms kind of like professionally, but we were like, I love Grayscale. I want to hang out and fucking party outside. And so, I
love it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of how we learned to do it.
That's so true.
Was be social with everyone there and
I love that.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
That's so great. I was going to say, I think we can actually probably just like close it out. That's such like a good way. Like, I don't know. There's so much like future ahead of this. It's not like a baby band where you're like, I can do anything right now. But it's like also like you guys are like in this like moment where you're like about to do a whole bunch of like cool fucking shit still.
Yeah,
and you're having the like the momentum behind you. Like the fans are like latching on like harder than ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's like really like no stopping you guys.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, like I know I said it earlier, but something that's really funny to me is just that, you know, like it's young culture. And when we started this band and we came up with that name, it made so much sense. And now we're like 26 and it's like, yeah, man, it's like not young culture, but like, you know, I feel like we're just starting, and especially with this new music we're recording, it's like first time I feel like we're, you know, still having fun, but taking it so seriously and like, and making something that's so honest. And like, we haven't really talked about anything new yet, but like, it's just the most honest and true to us stuff. Yeah.
I think for the first time.
Yeah. What are you guys excited about so much?
I'm excited about how like real the music is. Yeah. And I think.
I feel like I'm going through like a really serious moment. Tell me more.
I think
silver lining glasses on. Yeah.
I think there's a lot in the last like 4 or 5 years that like Alex and I have gone through that really nobody knows about. And for the first time, I think we're really talking about stuff like that in our songs. And that is kind of scary, but also
vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which like I love vulnerability in people and talking about it. And I'm pretty much an open book, but I think this is the first time like writing about these situations musically in songs that I am a bit scared. Yeah. Not nervous. I love them. So, but it is new for me. Yeah. At least because he's been writing songs for a long time.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff that, you know, we're both saying really me and you, and it's fucking awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we share a brain.
I love
it's
that
kind
so
of
much.
very similar.
Just a thing.
My cats are doing that today. They were.
Yeah, so
I love that though.
There's a lot to look forward to for sure.
I think fans for sure catch on to authenticity, and you can tell when bands actually put in the effort and try to make something real and special to them. So I'm excited for it. I think it'll be well received.
I'll see.
Thank you.
I'll check it out.
I'll be the judge of that. But
we have like one question that we always close out with, no matter who we are talking to, and that is, what are you guys a fan of right now?
Music wise?
Yeah. Anything.
What are you listening to?
I mean, maybe.
No, it's what you're listening to.
It is music, but I also kind of want to know personally, what are you guys fans of?
That's a really good question. What
are you playing? Yes, bring out the Spotify most recent.
I'm going to do that right now.
Man.
Let's see, what did I have saved?
Are you both Apple Music?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, no. We also had this discussion today.
We're all getting a divorce right now.
Oh, no.
Even though I did just start.
You need to be adults and get Spotify.
Dude, get it. Be adults.
We like McGee a lot, which I feel like a lot of people are. Have you ever heard of McGee before?
McGee's big, yeah. Let's see.
Look at how confusing this interface is.
No, it's not confusing.
It's just built into the fucking device.
My most listened to album last year and this year is this guy named Ryan Beatty.
I love Ryan Beatty.
Yeah. Gabe put me on the album, and it's like
how do I look at my most listened to?
Oh, right here.
Okay, I'll just
go
go
long scroll you had to do.
Del Watergap.
Del Watergap, Maggie Rogers, Role Model, McGee.
Yeah.
Tyler Childers in the story so far.
You know who I listen to a lot of is just bands that we tour with and stuff. Honestly, one of my favorite bands is Between You and Me, who we just did Australia and the UK and the US with.
RIP, I miss them so much already.
I know.
Fucking they're not gone. They're just Australia.
They're just Australia.
We're not this is our last show for a long time, and I'm like, RIP. Well, I messaged Gail the other day. I texted her and I was like, I miss them so much already.
I know. I listen to them a lot, and I listen to Super American a lot.
Yeah.
And I listen to Meet Me at the Altar. I just was listening to their album a lot. So just a lot of friends and stuff.
Oh, your friends.
Yeah.
You think I have friends?
I think you're getting there.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, me, man.
I made that joke the other day at work. I was like, that's so funny that in 10 years you think I'm going to have friends.
That is funny.
Thank you so much.
That's good. That's good.
All right, so now's a segment where you guys freestyle.
Yeah, that's actually what you said you wanted to do. So
I think, don't get them started.
Close this out.
This part costs extra. You have to subscribe to the Patreon.
There we go.
So.
This is the launching of our Patreon.
He's looking out for you guys.
Thank you guys. Yeah. That's he's like, all right, now we can use their album name. Gave you guys the payroll.
We're gonna leak the freestyle mixtape, but only on Patreon. I don't know if you guys don't have Patreon, but you guys have to subscribe. Anyway.
This is our launching of Patreon.
You guys are actually gonna be our right before Christmas episode.
Oh, cool!
Yeah. So Merry Christmas!
Happy
holidays.
What's the best Christmas song?
Mariah Carey. Or Justin Bieber.
Oh, those are artists, not songs.
Yeah, but obviously you knew which ones I was talking about.
Mariah Carey's Little Drummer Boy.
I have something I have to say.
Oh no.
And this doesn't leave here. Actually, it does leave here because this goes on the internet.
This is going on the internet.
I really like that Paul McCartney one.
Yeah.
Oh,
the moon is up.
The
sun is
That's
up.
a good one. What do you think? Is
Is
that a hated one?
I don't know.
And
I don't think so.
Simply
I don't think.
having a wonderful Christmas time.
Listen, my favorite Christmas movie as a child, I would watch in July in the dead heat of Texas. That song was on it.
What is it?
I don't remember the name.
You don't remember? You watched it.
It was animated.
Oh.
And I had a VCR.
Dude,
right?
you sound for probably 8 months straight, he watched Elf every single night.
No.
Yeah, because I had one of those TVs in my room that had the DVD player, so I would watch it. Yeah.
You guys are rich.
Dude, I didn't have cable. That's why I fucking had it on there.
You watched one thing, Laura.
You guys live in Albany every night.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Dominic the Donkey?
Nope.
Jiggity jig.
Thank you.
I was convinced you made that up.
Nope.
But okay.
Jack Antonoff put out a Christmas song, Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call.
Don't make everyone sad.
Oh, that's cool.
You deserve to be sad on Christmas.
Oh, good Christmas song.
ma'am.
The Fall Out Boy Christmas song.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
You get nothing.
Exactly.
You're cool.
Unless you subscribe to the Patreon.
Unless you subscribe to the Patreon, I'm going to do a freestyle rap about Santa Claus.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. You guys, this is our last episode of like with a band this year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know.
Because we launched this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is the end of our first year. God, that's crazy.
We did
But what a one to end with.
What a one to end on.
What a one.
What a one. What a one to end on. They're so funny.
They are so funny and such a good time. And I'm sure you guys have caught on. It was just like hanging out with friends. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's so irritating that we say in every episode, but
it really is. And I hate myself because I feel like I've caught myself saying the same things for like multiple episodes.
Yes.
But every time it just keeps feeling like it.
Yeah. And we're just so lucky that everyone that we've talked to
has been cool.
So amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alex and Gabe are incredible. We're so thankful that they rolled with the punches and were flexible with their time and made the episode happen. But they were a really like fun and interesting one to talk to too, because we kind of talked about it in the intro, but they've been around for like a minute, but they're still young and they're still like looking forward to their first headlining tour. And there's so much ahead of them still that they're kind of in a really cool spot right now that I'm excited to just
experience,
watch and get to watch the rest of their career go.
We did bring up Gail again, and it's just, I don't know. I'm still hung up on the fact that that's so wild that we started with Gail's episode and we're ending with somebody who was on that same bill.
Yeah. That is
the universe, and like just timing and everything is like lined up perfectly and cute and nice and neat, and I like it.
It was meant to be.
My little tism heart is just like so happy. Everything is like lined up.
It was perfect.
It was. It really was meant to be. These guys are so funny. And I think it really helps like when you have a young band to kind of get like a part of their fan base and like join in when they're at this stage.
Yeah.
Because we're like in the moment where it's like you get to say like, we knew you when you were on these like little tours, when we could still talk to you. We talked about like, you know, not having a green room. Like everyone's just kind of like with each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, like you guys are still accessible, which is so important. I know we talked about that a couple of episodes back, being like, you know, easy to access-ish for the fans, like with setting clear boundaries. But I'm like, you guys are still like, I don't know, they're very involved in their fan base.
Yes.
They still reply to comments. They still, you know, do all of that.
They're out there, yeah.
I love them.
I do too. And they were really, I feel like I say this every episode too, but it's always funny to hear like what they grew up listening to and all of that, because I think it was Gabe was like, yeah, I didn't really listen to anything.
Yeah, we're like, huh? And he was like, he thanked Alex for like all of his music inspiration. And we had to explain like a live performance to him. He's like, I didn't know what that was. And I'm like, yep. So you just thought, like, I've never felt, I think, more old, though.
Yeah,
than talking to them. There was something...
they talked about missing Warped Tour.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. Because I do feel like they would have been a perfect match for the, like, OG Warped Tour.
Coming back.
Is it? Well, technically.
It's Warped Tour TM is coming back. Kevin Lynam is, you know, he's back.
I just
they would be a great add-on.
They would. I just feel like though what the like tour aspect of it isn't there, to where it's not like all summer long and you're going to every single city. And I feel like that was such a unique time in history.
Yeah.
Where that was such an opportunity for bands,
for sure.
Yeah, and you're not. And I'm so excited that Warped Tour is back in 2025, and they are doing like several dates, but it's not like the full
it's
US
not coming to
tour.
Texas.
Yeah, and it's not. I feel like that was just such a unique time for bands to like just explode after being on, because you had the whole you basically went on a US tour, and for newer bands that's like such a big thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like they would have crushed it. They would crush it if they were added on to Warped Tour now.
This is my proposition to get Young Culture
to
Warped Tour.
We have an idea.
We have an idea for you guys. But yeah, they're so great. What was your favorite part?
That's such a good question. I don't know.
At the very end, if you listen the whole way through, we talk about Christmas. And
we do.
Hanukkah and just all the holidays and everything.
Yep. And L'Oreal
and
has her favorite Christmas song that is mentioned that I've never heard before.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys. So being from the Northeast, this song was just like a part of my culture, okay? I'm not Italian, but I'm supportive. And it's called Dominic the Donkey. And listen, it was just like a part of being a kid. It was like on the radio. It was just a staple, okay? Are you ready?
I don't know.
I have not played the song for Madison all year.
And we've talked about it on multiple occasions.
Multiple, like with her husband, like outside of podcasts, outside of Backing the Barricade, Beyond the Barricade. And
this is the moment.
And so I need you guys to be so prepared for this experience, okay? First of all, it's called Dominic the Donkey, in parentheses, the Italian Christmas donkey.
Okay. Great.
Fantastic setup. You know, in Italy, how it's very like, there's like all hills.
Yes.
And, you know, have you seen...
We take donkeys for
transportation. Because the reindeer can't reach...
Oh, there it is.
Ready? Are you ready?
There it is.
Wait. Do we need one?
He's really cute. He's really cute. Well, Merry Christmas, guys.
Anyway.
I'm so glad I experienced that.
That's like one of my favorite Christmas songs.
I like don't believe you that was on the radio.
It was. New Jersey, Madison? Come on. Okay.
That's so funny.
What was your favorite Christmas song? Fucking Little Drummer Boy?
I was actually going to say that's my dad's favorite Christmas song.
Sorry,
and we
Mike.
make fun of him all the time. I'm sorry, Dad. But we do make fun of him because
What's your favorite one?
I don't know. I don't know if
Remember the Red Christmas Shoes or like the Christmas Shoes song?
Yeah.
I really like depressing songs.
I know. I'm aware. I feel like if you're going to ask me my favorite, I'm going to say like a pop punk one, like Ho Ho Hopefully by The Maine. I don't think I have like a favorite original Christmas. I am very opinionated on Christmas movies.
Oh.
I'm not opinionated on Christmas music.
I'm not opinionated on Christmas.
On Christmas. No, I love Christmas. But
so wait, Ho Ho Hopefully? That's...
Yeah, probably Ho Ho Hopefully.
Okay, but like one that you would hear on the radio.
A classic one. I've forgotten every single Christmas song I've ever known, which is good. It's good.
There was that one in The Grinch that I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. I don't have my phone. I need to look it up.
In the episode, we mentioned about how Jack Antonoff released a Christmas song, and I would like to point out about how Madison's like, okay, not to make everyone depressed.
Yeah. L'Oreal does like the sad Christmas songs.
Listen, I just feel seen. Okay?
That's fine.
Last Christmas by Wham is a fucking banger.
I was just about to say that. Last Christmas. That's probably my favorite.
That one, I do like.
I do unfortunately really like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree too.
Yeah.
It makes me think of my grandparents used to have like a Christmas Eve party, and they had a little Santa that you would press the button and it would like dance and it would sing Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
I used to have this Christmas tree. It was called like Douglas Fir, and he had like a mouth and he would like talk. I don't know what. Animatronics in Christmas are nostalgic.
Yeah. I think Rocking Around the Christmas Tree because it makes me think of my grandparents' Christmas Eve parties, and also
they had Christmas Eve parties?
Yes. And it's also in Home Alone, which is the best Christmas movie.
Okay.
So
calm down. That's arguable.
Arguable?
Yeah.
It's not. Yep.
We've gone off track.
But this is our Christmas episode, basically.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
We're a week away. A week from...
That's okay.
Wow. But anyway.
Listen. We love young culture.
We do.
We love music.
We do.
We will have one episode after this for the year.
Yes. So
right, Madison?
Yes. We're going to have next week. There will be no episode because it'll be Christmas. Enjoy.
And
then New Year's Eve is actually on a Tuesday. And so
It's whack. That should not be allowed.
I know. So that is actually going to be our last episode of the year.
Wait, we have an episode on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. It's going to come out on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Wow.
Cute. And that's just going to be us yapping, but
That's
we're going
to be like a recap. Like
it's going to be a recap of the year.
I'm going... Oh.
What are you going to commit to? We say a lot of things.
Yeah. Have you guys...
No.
Nope. We say a lot of things and we're going to try so hard to get to them. But a blooper reel might be in your future.
L'Oreal has a vision.
I do. And I think I'm going to execute it because what else are we going to do between that gap of like Christmas and New Year's where you don't know what day it is? Time doesn't exist. We're going to be making shit.
Yeah.
Things are happening. And we're just going to kick off 2025 with a bang.
Yep. But we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I have to do this. Make sure you are following along on everything. Make sure you follow everybody, all the people in young culture.
Yeah,
Holy
because
crap.
This is the time to start following along with them, for sure.
You don't want to be left out. You don't want to find them when they are inaccessible. They're super fun, super great live. They have a lot of new shit coming out in the year, which we're really excited to just kind of follow along with them. And make sure you follow us. Yeah. Backing the Barricade is all of our social media accounts. And then the podcast you can rate and leave a comment.
And leave a review.
Yeah, that's the thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's so annoying, but it does. It really does help. And we appreciate you guys for listening along. And it's been a really fun year. We've got a lot in store for 2025.
I feel like I'm going to cry.
Stop. Okay. We will cry on the last episode. It's okay.
Make it sound like we're ending the last episode.
The last episode of the year. 2024.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun.
Our first year.
Our first year done.
Yeah.
And you can also follow us along individually. Mm-hmm. Madison is...
Earth to Madison.
And I am L'Oreal Michelle.
It'll all be linked below.
Not fun. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Follow us along. Follow the episodes. This is a good time to recap and listen along to your favorite ones.
Yep.
Because we did it.
Yeah. We've done a lot. We've talked to a lot of cool people this year. It's been a good one. We've got even more coming next year. So thank you guys. We hope everyone has a great Christmas and holiday season.
Mm-hmm. Happy Hanukkah. Yeah. Happy Kwanzaa. All the things. Yeah.
We'll see you on New Year's Eve.
We'll see you on New Year's Eve. Holy crap. Wow. We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.